Hi and welcome to my new video. This time I thought I'd make a get to know me, but with 15 questions that I chose and will answer. The first question is, what values are most important to you in life and why? I think to answer this question I will also blend in a definition, and my core values, I'd say, would be honesty, to know that I'm responsible for everything in my life, also compassion, and another value would be family. And I think an important value for me would be my passion to make my dreams come true. Alright, the second question is, what's a childhood memory that shaped who you are today? I guess it's the one where I learned how to bicycle. That was quite a funny story. So you know these training wheels that all kids have when they first get on a bike, and I had these and I was always riding my bike, like since my birthday where I got it as a present. I really loved riding the bike, but these training wheels, they were so uncomfortable. It felt like the whole bike would collapse if I continue riding. So I asked my father one day to remove them from the bike, and he looked at me, and I remember this very clearly. He looked at me and said, "Are you sure?" And I was so sure about this decision. I was so confident that I wouldn't collapse, and in this moment I didn't doubt myself at all. I think I always just did the things with a childish, maybe naive belief that everything would turn out fine. And I did it. Like, it turned out very well. Since then, I can ride my bike and I didn't fall. That was a very remarkable story, I think, and I mean, maybe over time I lost a little bit of that belief, but one thing hasn't changed. I will never give up. Like, if I put something on my mind, I will put everything to it to get it done. Next question is, how do you define success and how has this definition changed over time? For me, a definition of success is achieving personal growth and having professional goals in life, like what I want to become, but also overcoming challenges and find creative solutions. But also I feel successful and satisfied and fulfilled, like being creative. Just that gives me a lot. Also, I never thought success was a word that would fit me as a person, but that changed over time. I believe that every day is an opportunity to give my best. Every day I want to get up. Sometimes I can't even wait to get up and just do something creative that already feels like success to me. Fourth question is, was there a decision you made as a teenager that changed your life? I mean, there was a time just right before my final exams in high school where I wanted to drop out of school, actually. And I think I wanted to drop out because that time nobody believed I could do it. Like, I could pass my final exams, and In that exact time, I felt very alone. That was the point where I made the decision to believe in myself. And also I believe that strengthened my connection to my gut feeling. And also I know that I can probably handle always the consequences of my actions. Fifth question is, how would you describe yourself in 3 words and why? I'm dedicated. I'm curious, but not like that I always want to know everything. Like, I'm curious concerning the world itself, and I'm reflective. I'd say that. Sixth question. What's one of the biggest challenges you've overcome so far? I think the biggest challenge was, as I said, not giving up. Like, I could have given up, but I knew I have to overcome this certain time, and then everything turned out fine. Seventh question is, what's a lesson you've learned about yourself in the past few years? I learned that I'm both stubborn and determined, and also that can be a strength and it can be a weakness at the same time. Then it gets in my way, and I just have to know when the point starts where it gets in my way so I can react to that. The eighth question is, what are your biggest strengths and weaknesses, and how do you manage them? My strengths, I would say, I'm reflective. I'm very motivated to follow my dreams. For example, since I was a kid and could read, I've always wanted to write a book. I never thought that I could do it, but I did it. And that's what I meant. Like, I'm stubborn, but also determined. Also, I set very high standards for myself. And sometimes that can be a weakness, but I don't know, I've always done it like that. And a weakness of mine would be perfectionism. I wouldn't say that I'm always at everything I do perfectionistic, but when I think about design or being creative, like my passion or playing the piano, then for me that's a point where I rely on that also. And how do you manage them? I have to work on that. Like, how do I manage perfectionism? Sometimes it seems impossible. I mean, it would be nice if I would take off some pressure off me, maybe by managing my time better. Yeah, setting myself a timer for creative things. But that's something I don't like to stick to. Then I feel pressured if I have a timer. So yeah, that's something I gotta work on. The ninth question. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? Once again, don't you ever give up. Everything will be okay, and I believe there's a quote by Oscar Wilde which says, in the end everything will be alright, and if it's not okay yet, then it's not the end. Or something like that. The 10th question is there a book, movie or experience that has had a lasting impact on you? If there's a book that I would recommend you to read, then it would be The Midnight Library. It really impressed me. it just showed me very well that I'm responsible for everything that happens in my life. Also, if I think I'm not responsible, but every action gets a reaction. And it's a great book. I know many people don't think like that, but it opened my eyes, truly. 11th question. What are the small things in everyday life that make you truly happy? The first thing that comes to my mind is making myself a cappuccino, which I love doing. And of course drawing, painting, playing the piano, and spending time with my boyfriend. The 12th question. What would you love to try if you weren't afraid of failing? I mean, I'm already trying YouTube, making videos, and honestly, I don't think there's much left of what I'm afraid of doing. I love trying new things and seeing what happens afterward. The 13th question. What's a morning ritual you can't live without and why? Especially in the spring and summer season, I love opening the windows after waking up and just breathing in the fresh air and letting go of the sleepiness, and yeah, just it's beautiful. The 14th question is, how have you changed over the past few years and what are you most proud of? How have you changed? I have changed a lot. And maybe everything about how I think. After I graduated from high school, I had no idea what I was doing or what I wanted to do for myself, for the world, for the people around me. And that's actually the same place where I've been, where I never knew what I wanted to do professionally. And it started in kindergarten, where, like, you know, an adult asks you, oh, do you know what you want to become? And I think maybe I was always a realist, so I would just say, I don't know. And that's okay, like, you don't have to know what you want to become if you're a kid, or even now. Like, just try out life, try out everything life has in it for you. Alright, and the last question is there a mistake you've made that taught you a lot and made you stronger? I wouldn't say I love failing, but I appreciate it and have learned a lot from it. My advice would be, if you are afraid of failing, don't be ashamed. Learn from it, because it's part of the process. Alright, and that were the 15 questions that I answered, and yeah, maybe you've got to know me a little bit better. Maybe you have more questions, then please write them in the comments. Now I'm gonna enjoy the beautiful sunny day and wish you a nice day too. Thanks for watching. Bye!